What if the film you're watching is conning you? Not just the characters, not just the villains, you. The Sting isn't just one of the smartest crime films ever made. It's one of the most cleverly constructed stories in cinema history. A film where every smile, every move, and every scene might be part of something much bigger. And by the time it ends, you realise you've been played all along. This is The Sting. Let's take a look. Set in 1930s Chicago, the film follows Johnny Hooker, a small-time grifter who gets in over his head after a seemingly simple con goes wrong. What follows is a revenge story, but not the kind you expect. Hooker teams up with the legendary Henry Gondorff, played by Paul Newman, to take down a powerful crime boss. But instead of guns or violence, their weapon of choice is something far more dangerous: deception. They construct an elaborate con, layered, intricate, and constantly shifting. And just when you think you understand what's happening, the film pulls the rug from under you. And here's the brilliance. The Sting doesn't just show you the con, it invites you into it, while quietly keeping you in the dark. Paul Newman and Robert Redford are electric together. There's a natural ease between them, a chemistry that feels effortless, yet completely controlled. Newman's Gondorff is calm, confident, and always one step ahead. Redford's Hooker, on the other hand, is learning, adapting, and sometimes struggling to keep up. And that contrast is key because as the audience, you identify with Hooker. You're trying to figure things out just as he is. Now, interestingly, Newman and Redford had already worked together in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and their reunion here was a major selling point for the film. But what makes The Sting different is tone. This isn't a buddy adventure, it's a game of precision, and both actors adjust perfectly. Director George Roy Hill makes a bold decision. He presents the film in chapters, almost like a storybook. Each section pulls you deeper into the con. But it's the confidence of the direction that stands out. There's no rush, no panic. The film takes its time because it knows exactly where it's going. Now, the ragtime score by Marvin Hamlisch, especially The Entertainer, was actually decades old at the time of release. But instead of feeling outdated, it gave the film a timeless, almost playful quality, perfectly matching the tone of the con. Now, just when you think you understand the plan, The Sting does something brilliant. It changes the rules without telling you. What makes The Sting so compelling isn't just the story, it's the structure. This is a film built on misdirection. You're shown just enough to stay engaged, but never enough to stay comfortable. Every character could be lying, every moment could be staged, and the film uses that uncertainty masterfully. Now, behind the scenes, the filmmakers were extremely careful not to reveal the full mechanics of the con too early, even in the script. Some cast members didn't fully understand the ending while filming, helping keep your actions natural and authentic. The Sting was a huge success, winning 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. But more importantly, it influenced decades of storytelling. From George Clooney's Ocean's 11 to modern heist films, you can see its DNA everywhere. Because it proves something crucial. A film doesn't need action to create tension. It just needs intelligence and trust in its audience. And that's the real trick of The Sting. It doesn't just fool its characters. It earns your trust and then uses it against you. This is storytelling at its most confident, smart, stylish, and endlessly rewatchable. Because once you know the ending, you start to see everything differently, and that's when the film becomes even better. If you've never seen The Sting, go and watch it, And if you have, watch it again and see if you can spot the moment where it starts to play you. And if you enjoy classic cinema, don't forget to like, subscribe and join me for my next insight into classic films here on Golden Age Flicks. In the meantime, keep watching the classics and as always, keep the projector running.